What do you do when you get caught driving on a suspended driver's license? Even when falsely accused, once ordered by the state to suspend, and you get caught, you get stuck with one stiff-ass fine, don't you? I'm just starting this game at 45 and have a lot of bullshit to look forward to. I can see by the Poker Pro video you did a video response to. I think it would be a lot easier to kill myself than to deal with all this crap. I mean, I really mean that, dude. It's unbearably stressful, to say the least. No kidding. Welcome to the game.
Welcome back. Welcome back to another edition of California Corrupt Child Services. I'm the host of this game. My name is Sean. Yes, as we all know, it's one big game. Now, as you saw in the beginning, I was doing a comment, or I was reading you a comment from YouTuber 13612. He commented my last video, biting the hand that feeds you. And as you can see, it was quite distressing. It actually kind of shook me up. Not sure if this camera's on an angle or not. So if it is, just tilt your head a bit. Trying out a new camera, so I'm still trying to get used to it. Now what I want to do is read you with a few added things my comments to his comment. As I said, I did get caught. I told the cop right off the bat that it was suspended and why. He was really cool, as I told him the truth. Always remember, the truth will help you out. Depending on the attitude of the cop that you're dealing with, depends on what happens next. I was lucky. He let me leave my car where it was, and I told him I was going to have someone pick it up. Reality is, I sat around for about 2 or 3 hours and then drove the car home. Now, some cops are assholes, and they can have your car impounded. It's going to cost you more money. Then put you in jail, which will cost you more money. But most don't if you have a clean record. Now, this whole thing cost me about $350. Now, you're wondering, well, don't they suspend your license for it? How can they suspend the license that's already suspended? Double suspension? Maybe add time to it? Well, this is when your license is suspended by the California Department of Children, or any Department of Children's Services. It's pretty much till they decide to let you have it. Okay. Now, something I just hit on. It was kind of a funny thing that happened. All I had to pay was the fine for driving without a license. I never had to pay a fine for a ticket because I never got a ticket for what I supposedly got pulled over for. And which is interesting is because I was pulled over right by my work, and I wasn't the only one. During about a 2 or 3 week period, a lot of guys at work were pulled over for things that they said they did wrong, which they know they didn't do wrong. It was just kind of a rouse. The cop kind of fishing around, trying to get something to move him up the cop ladder. Now, he's talking about the stress. I know, and of course you watching this, if you're going through in the game, you know how he feels and how much stress is put on you through this. We've all been there. The whole system is set up for DCS to make money, and that's what you got to remember. They're not attacking you personally, they're attacking your pocketbook, and you got to learn to live around that because it's always going to be there. Now, I'm not an attorney, but you mentioned that they were garnishing you, and you're also paying your ex at the same time. I would, if I were you, I would suggest, I mean, like I said, I'm not an attorney, I would suggest not to stop paying her and say, look, if you want me to pay you, you're going to have to take me to court and have the judge say that because they're taking money already from you. If you're not getting it, I can't help that. We have to go in front of a judge, and you're not going to go in front of a judge until she pushes it, unless you pay an attorney and go to court, okay? And don't go to court without an attorney. But let the judge hear it, let the judge decide, and he'll tell who you're going to pay. Now, and even sometimes that doesn't work because you know what? I'm paying my child support for basically a third time now for the same child, and he's almost 29. And also, due to the stress, DCS is going to offer you free counseling. Don't do it. It's all one big scam. It's a setup. What's going to happen is afterwards, they're going to come back after you for the money, okay, for those sessions, and they're quite expensive. And then on top of that, they're going to use the information they gain from you during those sessions against you in court. Now, by all means, don't kill yourself. I hope you were just using that as a phrase, because it's not worth it. You know, it's kind of amazing. I remember when I read it, I kind of started crying because I know I was in that situation. Yeah, I'd say I was said I might as well kill myself. It would be easier. I never meant it, but sometimes you do get that low. But yeah, it's hard. You know, you feel like nobody, and I mean nobody, understands what you're going through. But believe it or not, there's a lot of us out here that do feel what you're going through, do know what you're going through. So hang in there. And if you need someone to vent to, someone to talk to, you've got my YouTube channel. Subscribe to it, send me letters, send me comments. I'm here for you. Look, folks, I've been through the ringer 3 or 4 times. There's very little they haven't done to me already, okay? And I'm sure there's some things they haven't done to me yet, and I'm waiting for them. So give me a shout out, drop a line. I can give you an advice and tell you what I've gone through in that situation, make a video about it. But since this has been kind of a serious video this week, I'm going to end it off with a comedian, a guy named Junior Maine. I found this video on YouTube. Now, believe me, you don't want to click into it. It's only 45 seconds long, so don't blink, you're going to miss it. But it's, believe me, if you don't leave that video laughing, then you obviously haven't been playing the game long enough. Until next video, have a nice day.